Hey everybody, Jeff Williams here with sfwilliams.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how gold drops out in rivers and creeks using the model that we constructed. And I want to show you how you can build your own model too, and how you can use websites to base the construction of your model after. All that and a whole lot more coming up. Now the models are really simple to construct. They're basically made out of expansion foam and lightweight concrete. And I got water flow systems coming in that I can increase or decrease using ball valves. Now at the very end where the water drops off your table, I strongly suggest that you put some type of a catch basin down there or a tub to catch any gold that you might decide to use in your model. And I highly recommend you use gold because of its density. It's going to perform just like it would out in nature. Lead shot is close, but it's not going to do the same. Yeah. Now most of y'all remember this model that we constructed, and we made a video of it, and I'll put a link down in the description box so you can watch that. But we fired up the old model again because we got some new things we want to run through it based off your recommendations and suggestions. So let's get into it. Now to make things a little bit more interesting, we're going to be using real gold in this demonstration just to bump up the bar a little bit. And you know what? We're going to be giving this gold away. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how you can get it. Now we got a whole mix of stuff in there. Everything from fine sands to hematite to magnetite to sulfides. Just to make things real fun. And then every now and then we're going to drop in some boulders to see how it changes the flow. I know, enough jaw jacking, huh boy? Just get to it. Alright, we got our waterfall spitting out the water. Lots of hematite in there. There's a sandbar. Alright, let's go ahead and dump this gold in and see what happens. There goes the gold. Ooh. Ooh, there's some gold right there on the inside. Right there. There's some more right in there, see it? And then nothing. Ooh, and look at that. See where it's sitting? There's a big rock right there. And then the gold is sitting on the right. Not the left, but the right. And then there's a large rock, and then look at all this material in the back of it. Right here. Then a long straight shoot away right here. See how it's real fast on the outside? And then as we get towards the tail of the bar, see where it's just shooting off the end there? Amazing, huh? Then it comes whipping around the corner. Ain't gonna be no gold in there. Around here. Now take a look at this. We've got a side tributary feeding in. And where the tributary lands, there's nothing, but look at this. Where these two meet, there's this huge sandbar right there. You see it? And it's creating an eddy current right there. You see where it's circulating around and around. Then you can see where the water dumps into this little basin. Creates this huge sandbar. Inside bin. We've got these eddies flowing around on the inside of these natural bedrock exposures. And there's a dip. And then there's really fast moving water here. And look way up here on the bench. You see that? On the bench there. Then you can see the water's rushing really fast around there on the corner. But look way out here on the outside where it's nice and calm. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to move this stuff along and I'm going to put rocks and boulders in to see how they're going to react. And of course, if you got any suggestions, leave them down in the comments box. And let's see if we can get this video to 10,000 likes. So go ahead and smash that like button, boy. All right, we got some boulders right here. We're going to place them, oh, I don't know, wherever we want. How's that? I'll put one there. I'm going to put one there. Kind of curious what's over here. Put one in there. Put one here. I'm going to put a boulder right there, if it'll stay. Alright, I increased the water flow, so it's a big old raging waterfall. It's a spring thaw. The snowpacks are melting. Alright, so we got that heavy water flow coming in. Ooh, it's moving everything around real good like. Alright, just to make things interesting, we're going to give it a push. See where all that gold goes. Yeah. Look at that. I can already see what's happening. See the gold right there in the front? It's caught up in the front of that boulder. Right there. See that? I can see some gold down there in the bottom right there. Stuck at the very front. Big old sandbar. Coming around the corner. Look at this tail right here. Coming down here and ooh. Looks like our high water flow moved these boulders out of the way. I don't know if you can see this. I got a pocket of gold right there. It ain't moving. Down here in the creek, look at this. I got an eddy current right there swirling around. And look at all that gold just sitting there. Right in front of that rock in that little divot. Right here in front of the large boulder. Right in that little depression. Then behind it, I got some gold that's sitting right on the back side. Right in there. As you move along, I got some more gold sitting on the inside bend right there. And I got this boulder in the creek. See the gold sitting right there behind it? Isn't that nice? Then there's a pinch point. Water velocity increases. And then look at this. A pocket of gold. It ain't going nowhere. It's sitting in that little divot right after this high water flow. See that? And then another pocket right here. Then a jumble of boulders and rocks. Nothing. And then huge sandbars. Look at this eddy current right here. Alright, we got the water shut off. And look at that. Right in front of that big rock. Nothing but gold. And some nuggets too, you see that? Where they're sitting on the front side of the rock. And right here on the front side of these boulders in this little depression. Look at that. And then right there on the side. You can see some more gold in there. See the gold? Coming around. And then you got some more pieces of gold right there in front of the boulder. And then a few pieces trapped on the side around the back side of the boulder. See that? Then the water velocity increases. And then right here you've got this sandbar of nothing but gold. It's sitting in the right spot to where it's dumped out and will not move. Whole pocket of gold. If you were to hit that dredging, you could retire. Then another pocket on the inside, right at the very front. And yeah, you're gonna get wet. Alright, let's move this rock out of the way. You got some nice chunky nuggets underneath there. You see that? Of course, let's take a look underneath this guy. See what we got. Not a lot of gold. It's mostly in the front. Let's push everything along and see where it winds up. Alright, we got the water off. I want you to look at this. You've got gold starting to deposit at the front of this inside curve where the water was moving really fast around here. You see that? And it got caught right here on the inside bend. Right there. And look at this. That's the pay streak right there. You see it? See the pay streak? Comes out and there's a big heavy accumulation. And then look, the pay streak stops. And then, boom, it starts again on the inside. And all back behind that rock. And then there's a thick pay streak. And a big pocket in that depression. Now the pay streak's over here on the right. Then it peters off and stops. And there's a few scattered pockets. And then accumulation in front of this boulder. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and push it all the way down to where the river widens out to see where it goes in. Now I want you to see this. Look at that. Right there in front, in that eddy current. In between the sidewall of the bedrock and the large boulder, the gold is trapped. Right there. And then around the outer edge, you got more gold accumulations around the edge of the boulder. You see that? And then some back here, right along the bedrock on the inside bend of the sandbar. We got the water shut off. Look at that. Huge gold accumulation right there in the front, up against the bedrock in this large boulder. And then you got nuggets, large chunks of gold right there. In between the bedrock and the large boulder on the front of the boulder. And some on the back. Right in there where that eddy current was. Alright, we're going to go ahead and push this all the way down to where the bedrock is running perpendicular across the creek. Look at all that gold in there. See it? Ooh, that's pretty. The water's worked all the material down. And look at this. You have this wide open area here. Then the water pressure increases. And it goes into the narrows and there's all these boulders in there. Now look what happened. The gold settled out, lots of it, right in front of the boulders, going down through these stair steps into the canyon. You see that? Now there is some gold on the back side, but just look at the accumulation on the front. Huge amount of gold in the front because the water pressure is slowed down and then there's this obstacle here. So the gold's sitting in front of the boulders. Then it goes down through these drops, steps, and then look, there's a waterfall, and what's at the bottom of the waterfall? That's right, a whole bunch of gold. Now let me shut the water off and I'll show you. Now look at all that gold accumulation up in there. Right in front of those giant boulders. More gold accumulation. Heavies. A little bit of gold coming down the steps. Now look at the bottom of this waterfall right here. Classic example. See all the gold that's just sitting right there on the very front because of that low pressure zone. And there's gravels in there to help slow down the water flow. And then an eddy over in the corner. More boulders. And then not much back here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and push this gold all the way down into this sharp, tight corner to see where it deposits. Because I know what you're thinking, but it doesn't always mean that's what's going to happen. A lot of your chunky gold is in front of that rock. There's some in the back side of it. And look at that. Huge pay streak at the very front. Some up on the side of that bar. And there's a bench right there. You can see some gold there. Behind this large boulder. Right there in the front of the boulder. And then some in the back. Alright, we'll shut this off. Alright, you see all the gold in the front? We'll go ahead and move that stone out of the way. Alright. There's not much gold underneath it, but there's a whole bunch in front of it. See that? Right there in the back, at the front of the curve, in that little depression, and up on the bench. A very large boulder, and you can see all the gold accumulation behind it. Let's see what's underneath that one. Oh yeah, a lot of gold underneath that rock. Large chunks. Sitting right up underneath that giant boulder. Now what's helpful about these models is that you can build your own, and you can use information off websites like Landsat to determine what your elevation and your pitch and all the other variables that go into building your river based off of actual river. And that's very important because you can actually build a model that replicates a creek or a stream in your area based off of that information. And then you'll know exactly where to look when you get out there. So you save yourself a whole bunch of time and effort and headache. Now you remember at the beginning of the video I told you that we were going to be giving this gold away. This is the gold we used in that model over there. And the way that you can win it is you got to tell me how much does it weigh, boy? Huh? The one who gets closest to it, most accurate, will win this gold. And of course they have to be the first one to tell me too. Come on now. Before I get on out of here, I don't want you to forget. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And don't forget to hit the bell icon, because a lot of people say they're not getting notified when we put out new videos. And of course follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because we got a whole bunch of behind the scenes pics and commentary that you're not going to see anywhere else. And I'll leave all those links down below. So until next time, this is Jet Williams, and who? You better know who, boy. Saying you like that AU? Ooh, but you just can't wait? Well, if you want this AU, you better know its weight. Take care, everybody.